Looking to have a green NFL Sunday? Here are my 6 best bets for Week 5 of the National Football League. Welcome, football fans, to another edition of IDP Plus Bets. That is right, folks. I'm your host, the DGen Doc, and this is where I give out my 6 favorite NFL player prop plays for Week 5. We've been running pretty hot here. The past 2 weeks, we've hit our long shot play in back-to-back weeks. That was a plus 425 in Week 3 and a plus 340 just last week in Week 4. So we're looking to continue it, rolling, continue it nice and hot with some juicy plays. And that's what we're doing. And let's go ahead and start off with, a nice little simple one, a nice little plus 100. We are heading to the desert and we are talking about Arizona Cardinals running back James Conner. James Conner, anytime touchdown, and a nice even money plus 100 there. James Conner has hit this in 3 out of the 4 games. They play a San Francisco 49ers team who does have a good defense. However, the all-world linebacker, the nucleus, the energizer bunny of that defense, linebacker Fred Warner, has picked up an ankle injury. He is not practicing this week. And even if he does play, he's going to be very limited. But there's a real chance that he misses this game. Now, Fred Warner picked up the ankle injury last week against the Patriots. He did not play after the injury. After the game, he said that it takes a lot for him to take himself out of the game. He really has to be in a lot of pain, and that's exactly what he did. He took himself out of the game. That tells you this is not a minor injury that he can just bounce from right away, whether it's a high ankle sprain or whether it's a grade 2 low ankle sprain. This is not trending like something like a minor, mild low ankle sprain we think about when we sprain our ankle on the basketball court, anything like that. So I'm expecting Fred Warner to be out, if not very limited. And that defense is a different animal. Kyler Murray also plays pretty well against the 49ers historically. I think they're able to move the ball. And I think if Arizona's going to score, there's a very good chance it's going to be James Conner. So give me James Conner anytime touchdown, plus 100 to start us off there. Then we're going to go to the Sunday night game. We're going to go to the Steel City of Pittsburgh, where Justin Fields is absolutely revolutionizing his career. I mean, it's reinvigorated. He looks like a different player. And I'm going to give you a little 2-for-1 here. Give me Justin Fields, 200 plus passing yards at plus 125 and over 50.5 rush yards at plus 120. I think he does it all. He's going up against a Dallas defense where there's no Micah Parsons. He has a high ankle sprain, no DeMarcus Lawrence. He's on the IR, out around 6 to 8 weeks. This is a situation where Brandon Cooks is out for that team. I really like the Steelers in this game, and I think a large part of that is because Justin Fields is going to continue to do what he's been doing. He threw for 300 yards last week. He's been picking it up on the ground. Both running backs, backup running backs, Cordell Patterson and Jaylen Warren for the Steelers are trending to be out. So it looks to be the Najee-Justin Fields combo. So he's going to have to work his legs and get that involved. But he's also 200 passing yards is such a low number. I understand, the Dallas defense. Yes, they have Diggs, Trayvon Diggs on one side, but, no Deron Bland still. And the rookie who stepped up in Carson, he's dealing with a shoulder injury. And it's just a situation where the Cowboys offense can score some points. So the Steelers will have to keep up. And I just really like the Steelers matchup in this game. You lose 2 of their best defensive linemen. That's not only going to affect the run game, it's going to affect their ability to get pressure on the quarterback. Fields is going to have a lot of time to throw the ball. And I think 200 yards is just entirely too low. I think this Justin Fields we're seeing with the Steelers is a different quarterback than what we were seeing from the Chicago Bears. So I like him on the passing and receiving there. All right, next bet, Josh Jacobs. That is right, Mr. Josh Jacobs, Mr. Inefficiency, at least in his time in Las Vegas or Oakland with the Raiders. However, he's turned the corner a bit. He's now on a Packers team that does one thing and does one thing really well, and that is run the damn ball. Look, there's a reason why they won 2 games despite not having their starting quarterback in Jordan Love. They leaned on the running game. And I think last week, due to game script and things like that, they kind of got away from the running game against the Vikings. Vikings have one of the better rush defenses in the league. Well, what better way to get back on track than to be playing the Los Angeles Rams, who are giving up 165 yards on the ground? I mean, the Chicago offense, which did nothing in their rushing offense, they got going. DeAndre Swift looked like a whole different player because they played the Rams. So give me Josh Jacobs over 70.5 rush yards at plus 130. He's averaging 82 yards a game. And again, the matchup is just so juicy. I think that the Packers are able to have their way with this Rams team. I think they're able to play with the lead. And I think they lean on Jacobs and the run game to go ahead and pull out a victory here. So give me Jacobs over 70.5 yards at plus 130. All right, folks, that is pick number 3. So that means we're halfway through. And before we move on, I got to tell you about some of our sponsors here at IDP Plus. And the first thing I got to tell you about is, hey, if you do not have a subscription for IDP Plus, I don't know what you're doing. It's the only way to enjoy football. And I'll give you a deal. Use promo code PROPS right now, and you get 20% off any subscription for a limited time with this promo code. Get access to our tools, data, IDP Plus articles. You do not want to miss out also on our subscriber Discord. Look, I write an article each week where I break down the biggest injuries and how it affects the defensive side of the ball. If you're listening to this channel, you probably love real football, and that means football in all phases. And of course, we include the defense in that. But we got shows like this too, because, hey, anywhere we can make some money playing football or watching football, betting football, we're going to do it here at IDP Plus. All right, moving on to bet number 4. We are going to target 2 bets in the same game here. This game is the early London game across the pond, where the Jets are taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And we've been too happy on the show. So I think it's time we give out an under. So I'm going to be fading Mr. Breece Hall. That is correct. Breece Hall. I'm going to go under 45.5 rush yards at plus 135. There's a couple situations here. 1, Minnesota Vikings have one of the best rush defenses in the league, only giving up 75 yards rushing a game. 2, Breece Hall is only averaging 43.5 rushing yards a game this season. It's been a little bit of a combination. The Jets offensive line really hasn't gotten the push. Morgan Moses, that right tackle, is still trending to be out. He's actually already been ruled out for that game. Again, Braylon Allen as well, the rookie out of Wisconsin there. Jets really love him in the passing game, in the rushing game. He's the bigger back. They're giving him those carries. So we have a situation where we have a really tough matchup, and also the Vikings, for as good as they are against the run, they're very poor against the pass. They're the worst pass defense in the league. So if the Jets want to have success, I think it's through the air, not on the ground with Breece Hall. And if they do go to the run game, I think they give Braylon Allen some carries here, and it's much more split in time. So give me Breece Hall under 45.5 rush yards at plus 135. Next up, same game, I'm going to take a Jet over, and that is Mr. Mike Williams. 50-plus receiving yards at plus 220. Look, Mike Williams is coming off an ACL tear last year. Now, my whole thing with Mike Williams has been they said they're going to put him on the Breece Hall plan, which means he's going to be on a snap count those first 4 weeks, and then they're going to cut him loose. We saw them start cutting him loose a little bit last game, and he went for 67 yards with Rodgers. I think they're getting that connection there. Again, the Vikings have one of the worst pass defenses in the league and one of the best rush defenses. If you want to attack them, I think it's Rodgers through the air, and there's going to be a lot of attention on Garrett Wilson, a lot of attention on getting put on Allen Lazard with that connection with Rodgers. And I think Mike Williams is a big play wide receiver. Let's not forget, this might only be 1 or 2 catches for Mike Williams. So I like Mike Williams to have himself a day over in London, 50-plus receiving yards at plus 220. All right, the 6th and final bet for NFL Week 5. We are going to a new face / old face / come on home. The Hunt is back, baby. Kareem Hunt, 60-plus rush yards for a juicy plus 380. Well, he's already 1 for 1 to this number on the year. I mean, he's only played 1 game, and he got 69 yards last week. So this is a situation where the Kansas City Chiefs, the offense, it does not look the same. It's not the same dynamic offense that we're used to. Hollywood Brown, wide receiver, out for the season, or at least several months. Rashee Rice, in a very similar situation, was put on IR, expecting to miss significant time. I think the Chiefs are going to have to shift into, hey, we have a good defense. Let's play good defense. Let's use Kelsey over the middle, and let's run the damn ball. They have one of the better offensive lines in the league. They were able to start pushing the Chargers around through the run game. Chargers, a good defense. So I think it's a situation where I also think that the Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to give the New Orleans Saints some problems there. I think Derek Carr and how much is that flying offense, how high powered that offense looked in the first couple of weeks. I think the Eagles figured them out there, were able to create some turnovers. I think it's a similar situation with Kansas City, kind of game script wise. I think that Kansas City is going to be playing with the lead, and they're going to lean on Kareem Hunt. Obviously that backfield is crowded, but you have the rookie in Carson Steele who had been getting a lot of the work. He's just been fumbling his opportunities away. I mean, he's clearly in Andy Reid's doghouse, which is a tough place to live. Samaje Perine, they love to use him kind of out of the backfield as a third down back option. He's not really getting those carries. I mean, Kareem Hunt, after not getting much in the first half, once Steele had that fumble, he had 14 carries for 69 yards. So I think he's going to get there through volume. He's also a productive running back who's back in a familiar system there. So I like Kareem Hunt as really a nice pickup here. So those are my 6 best bets for NFL Week 5. We're going to do a quick recap. So I like James Conner, anytime touchdown, plus 100. Justin Fields, 200 plus pass yards at plus 125, and over 50.5 rush yards at plus 120. Josh Jacobs, over 70.5 rushing yards at plus 130. Breece Hall, under 45.5 rush yards at plus 135. Mike Williams, 50 plus receiving yards at plus 220. And then finally, the big splash play, Kareem Hunt, 60 plus receiving yards at plus 380. Let me remind you, folks, we've hit the highest odds play back-to-back weeks, baby. So don't be afraid to play a little splash, to play a little Hunt. Hey, folks, that is it for my NFL Week 5 best bets. Catch me on Thursday nights. I do a live breakdown of the Thursday night game, go into more injury analysis, what kind of my bread and butter is there, talk about game breakdown from there, and then best bets for the Thursday night game. Going live there every week. And then, of course, every week I'm giving out these plays here. Typically comes out on Friday, which I'm sure you're watching it there. But, hey, as a new channel, we appreciate any love you give us. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those good things. Hey, if you're tailing the plays, good luck. And everybody, let's have an awesome, awesome NFL Week 5. Let's cherish this football that we are given, and let's have a day. All right, from the DJN Doc here at the IDP Plus Network, I am out of here.
Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.